Delicious time here on the Exam Room Podcast, brought to you by the Physicians Committee. Happy New Year to you, and we are ringing in the new year with a delicious recipe, a favorite. If you're a new vegan, this is going to be near and dear to your heart because this could be a favorite food that you did not need to give up. So, to help us, we welcome to the show Chef Bev. How are you, Chef?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderfully. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Your book, Nouveau V, contains nothing but vegan and vegetarian cuisine. Some of the favorites. A lot of people, when they go on these diets in the new year, especially going vegan, they're like, when can I eat these things again? But you have whipped up a beautiful Bolognese that is just, it looks magnificent. I've never seen such a fine bowl of spaghetti.
What I did was I veganized classic recipes like Italian recipes, French recipes, Asian recipes, but my favorite are Italian recipes. So what I do is I take all these recipes and I take them and I make them gorgeous, gorgeous aromatic recipes, but I veganize them. So instead of using meat products, I used a textured vegetable protein in this, but I used the base of a Bolognese. So those are the tomatoes, the carrots, the onions, the garlic, and I touch it off with red wine, of course.
And I'm looking at this, and honestly, it looks just like what I grew up eating long before I went plant-based.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm even seeing, like you were just saying, the vegetable protein in there. That looks like regular meat sauce to me.
Well, it can be deceiving, but I'm guaranteeing you it's not any meat in there.
Didn't you tell me that there was a chef, an Italian chef, that you fooled with this?
Yes, he was from Milan. He kept saying to me that I was lying to him. I said, no, it's the texture of the vegetable protein that has the consistency of meat. It's a trickery, but it works.
I'm looking at this. Was this a recipe that you adopted from maybe something that your grandmother cooked growing up?
No, when I stayed in Italy for a little while, I learned to create a lot of Italian recipes, and also in school when I was in culinary school. But one of my favorite was Bolognese. But I couldn't eat the Bolognese because it was made with veal and sausages. So I said, let me create something that vegans and vegetarians can eat without the meat base. And so I came up with the Bolognese sauce, but using the textured vegetable protein.
Now, you are a classically trained chef.
Yes.
You clearly know what you're doing. But somebody who's listening to this, watching this online, they may not exactly be a master in the kitchen. So how difficult of a recipe is this?
My recipes are very user-friendly. Most of the ingredients that you use, you can find in your pantry easily or at the grocery store on the shelf easily. You don't have to go to a Whole Foods, even though I prefer Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. You can find them at any of your commercial grocery stores.
And I'm not seeing anything really kind of weird on here at all. I mean, this is really just a classic kind of recipe. What's the prep time on this?
I would say probably from start to finish 45 minutes.
That's not bad.
Nope, not at all.
That's not bad.
Compared to a regular Bolognese, that could take you hours.
Touche. And definitely a crowd pleaser. 45 minutes. This is a sauce like this. This is something that you can make for, on a Sunday, and it'll hold for a few days, right?
Oh, yes, and the better, the longer the better, because all the flavors meld together. You eat it 2 days later, and it's just like eating heaven.
I bet. You know what we need? We need some forks so we can try this. But it looks absolutely delicious. I don't know why we forgot to bring forks in here, but we did. So what we're gonna do here? I'm just gonna call an audible. I'm gonna hit pause on this. We're gonna go get some forks. We're gonna come back. You and I are gonna sample this. We're also gonna let Laura Anderson, our videographer, sample this, and we're gonna give a full review of this wonderful Bolognese.
Sounds like a plan.